What is climate change? According to National Geographic, climate change is a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. However, climate change is also this: deadly hurricanes, wildfires, floods, heat waves, and a rise in global temperature is all thanks due to climate change. But why is it a problem? Climate change is attributed to the rise in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that traps heat and warms up the Earth. In 2018, the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere was 407.4 in parts per million. In 2019, that number was 412. A warmer global temperature melts glaciers and raises sea levels, which can be detrimental to species that rely on cold environments and ice sheets. We need to take action against climate change. We need to improve our infrastructure, introduce a price on carbon emissions, and implement climate resiliency measures to put society back on track to a healthier, more sustainable lifestyle. The Green New Deal, spearheaded by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, proposes investing in infrastructure to sustainably meet the challenges of the 21st century. The bill also proposes a 10-year national mobilization to build resilience against climate change, repairing and upgrading infrastructure to remove pollution and greenhouse gases. Another bill that complements the Green New Deal is Representative Michael Day's Green Works Bill.
The Green Works Bill is really a funding mechanism for cities and towns, providing the funding to get after climate resiliency measures. I want to say it's $100 million a year for 10 years, 10-year program. We think it'll help advance a lot of measures that these towns want to take but can't afford to take right now.
The Green New Deal and the Green Works Bill have policies that can work in tandem and be extremely beneficial for cities and municipalities across the nation, allowing them to unlock funds for improvements in infrastructure to decrease their carbon dioxide emissions. Overhauling and investing in our infrastructure allows us to cut back on our greenhouse gas emissions by utilizing public transportation, LED light bulbs, and cleaner energy methods. A second idea is a price on carbon emissions.
All carbon emissions would pay a fee starting at $40 a ton. It would be economy-wide. It would increase energy costs, which is what reduces carbon emissions. All the money raised goes directly back to American citizens, and a family of four would get about $2,000 a year.
ExxonMobil, Shell, and BP are the highest emitting carbon dioxide companies since 1988. A price on carbon emissions could be a large deterrent for these companies to rethink their practices for the betterment of Earth. Carbon dioxide has a lifetime between 50 and 200 years in the atmosphere. It is less powerful than methane or nitrous oxide, other greenhouse gases, but it does more long-term damage. The third way of dealing with climate change is enacting climate resiliency measures by offering rebates for electric cars and planting trees. Only 19 states offer rebates for transitioning from gasoline to electric cars. Representative Day's Green Works Bill offers a rebate of $2,500 to $5,000 for the purchase or lease of battery electric vehicles, fuel cell electric vehicles, or zero-emission vehicles. This incentivizes drivers to transition away from typical gas-guzzling cars to more economically friendly ones, decreasing the cost of their vehicle by the rebate amount. However, Adam Conover explains a caveat.
If you buy an electric car today, you're just shifting your fuel source from the gas pump to a power plant. And if those power plants burn coal, driving an electric car can actually put more CO2 into the air than a hybrid.
Still, electric vehicles are way more sustainable than typical gasoline cars. They produce far less carbon dioxide and are powered by renewable energy. Near the end of October 2019, an initiative created online by Jimmy Donaldson under the hashtag Team Trees created a goal to plant 20 million trees by the beginning of 2020. For every $1 that was donated, one tree will be planted by the Arbor Day Foundation. Trees act as nature's vacuum cleaners, consuming carbon dioxide and using photosynthesis to release oxygen. They also provide shade, buffer wind, and attract animals and wildlife. But hope isn't lost. It's up to us, as a society, to decrease our carbon footprint and let the world heal.
It's not just climate change that we're fighting for our future, especially at the climate action strike. Like that was one poster that you saw repeated throughout every single school that I attended. Like fight for our, we're not only fighting for climate change, we're fighting for our future. Like the next 20, 25 years is, our generation. That's our generation to have some sort of impact on the environment and society as a whole.
Fires are raging in California and Australia, glaciers are melting in Greenland, and earthquakes are terrorizing Puerto Rico.
By polluting the oceans, not mitigating CO2 emissions, and destroying our biodiversity, we are killing our planet. Let us face it. There is no planet B.
We are citizens of the same planet. We can no longer delay. The time to act is now.